Okay, so I'm gonna write the start tracking code. Just take a look at the pseudocode what I've written. Inside start tracking, I'm checking if configuration is not done, then do configuration, and then I'm checking set accuracy, set distance filter, set activity type, add event listener, set configuration flag to true, and disable the start button. Well, we can remove this as of now because you can do this as per your UI related requirements, but whatever is being written here is a must to be done for tracking to be achieved in iOS. So let me go step by step on the pseudocode why I have written in the way I have written it. So the reason behind all this is, if you look at line number 8, this line, we will be adding an event listener. The event listener that we'll be adding is ti.geolocation.add event listener location and a method. Now, the reason for writing this inside the if block is because if you don't write it inside a boolean flag, your application will keep on adding the event listener and will eventually cause a memory leak or will cause multiple threads to hit on your location listeners, which we do not want. We want the event listener to be added once and to be removed once so that the location listener gets hit by one thread at a time. Now, in order to achieve this, what I'm going to do is I'll create a boolean flag in alloy.js. Let's say it as well configuration done, and by default we'll set that as false. Now, if it is false, we'll come back here and we'll write, sorry, not here but here. As per the pseudocode, we are going to write if configuration is not done, then I'm going to do configuration. By that I am doing ti dot geolocation dot, I'm going to set the accuracy. So I'm going to set the accuracy as, let me change this to the titanium module so that I get the code completion. I'm going to set it as best. Reason behind setting best is that accuracy high and accuracy low works only for Android and accuracy best works for iOS. I'm going to set the distance filter, and let me tell you what this property is. So distance filter property basically tells your application that do not hit the location listener unless the user has moved at least this much of distance. So you can either set it to 10, which means the user should have moved at least 10 meters for the location listener to hit. This again is an optional property. You can or cannot set. It doesn't really make much of a change on your location listener. It all will depend on your requirement. What sort of a requirement is there? A lot of people use this distance filter property in order to optimize the battery and data consumption. For now, I am not going to use the distance filter property because I want the location listener to hit all the time, whether the device is at rest, whether the device is moving or not. So I'm going to remove this, and I'm just going to and then I'll add the activity type. Now the reason behind adding the activity type is, well, there are different types of activities. Either it's an automotive navigation, it's fitness, other, or other navigation. If you look at other navigation is basically when you're traveling by a train or by a flight and you want to record that kind of a location listening, then you can set other navigation. Automotive navigation will tell your application to will tell the operating system that this application records driving navigations, and oh, the iOS is optimized enough to make to understand what how the device travels when you're driving a car or when you're traveling in a car. Fitness is self-explanatory, whether you're running or whether you're cycling or whether you're jumping or whatever. Strava probably uses something like this. This basically tells iOS that this application has fitness type activities getting recorded, and it might give you an option to integrate tomorrow with health app or other fitness related activities. So right now I am going to set as other, and after this I am going to add the event listener. And I will define this location listener. So let's see how it all turns out. So if you look at my console, I am continuously getting the coordinates. How you can say that it is continuous, because the timestamp is always changing.